Hey everybody, Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. And what we have this time is the Harukaze Aogami Super Morado Kiritsuke 210mm knife. So this has 3 layers on its construction. The center hard core cutting edge steel, and you can see that cladding line right there give way to the core steel at the center. It is, excuse me, Aogami blue paper, super reactive high carbon steel. And it's kind of unusual to find a knife line at this price point that has AS steel or Aogami Super, so that's a definite plus. Heat treat's around 63 Rockwell on that. Aogami Super has some extra alloying to it that helps extend edge retention while being reasonable to sharpen if you've got good sharpening stones. So, very, very nice edge retention. The construction has soft stainless cladding on either side of that hard core cutting edge steel. Looks like the cladding does not come over the top. I think I can see the layers there. And then that cladding has a lot going on, so it's got a kind of a hammered finish to it, and that finish also has a kuruuchi or KU protective blacksmith finish over that. You've got a sandblasted blade road here grind, and then you can see the core steel peeking out at the edge there with that wavy line where the cladding and the core steel come together. So the look is very, very interesting and kind of aggressive looking for that style of blade. So of course the Kiritsuke is really cool because it's got that reverse sword tip on it, and really looks neat. So this particular knife, dimensions and weights can vary a little bit from knife to knife, but this particular one is 167 grams or about 5.9 ounces. The edge length, I got about 215 on the edge, so about 8.5, a little oversized from a strict 210. And the overall length is about 357 millimeters. Spine thickness is about 2.1 all the way down. So pretty much the same thickness all the way down. They've left some of the texturing in the spine where the hammering has made some bumps and, raises in the spine. So you've got some texture there. They haven't ground it all down smooth. It's a pretty neat look to it. And then the blade height's about 46.3 at the back. You've got a fairly kind of middle of the road, semi-thin neck here, so you got plenty of room for a pinch grip for finger clearance. Handles are real pretty. They're oval. They call the wood Morado. And it's got a maple ferrule on it. Nice fit and finish, real smooth, kind of oval ambidextrous. Good seal there where the tang goes into the handle. Looks like that's nicely done. Circumference on the handle where the two materials meets about 2.9 inches. And the handle's not super heavy. The blades has more height all the way down than a traditional gyuto, so that's going to bring the balance point forward a bit. So there's your balance point. For me, that's just maybe a touch in front of the pinch grip, so just gives you a feeling of a little bit of mass of the blade there for some cutting power. But still, it's 6 ounces for a pretty good sized knife, so it's a pretty lightweight knife. It's fairly stiff, nice and straight. These are ground pretty thin at the tip, so we talked about the spine thickness, but you make that corner turn there, and then you can see the grind fairly generous right there, and then so it thins up pretty darn thin way up there. That's a thin tip, folks. And then here's what it looks like at the back. Choil shot. So fairly thin at the edge there. What side here? I guess we'll do this side for the beauty shot for the video. So let's take a close-up look. You've got kanji on the right side. It looks like it's probably hand chiseled, although it's kind of smooth. I think they chiseled it and then sanded it down a little bit and then put the KU finish over the top of that because you don't see the silver, peeking back where the chisel marks would have been. You've got a textured, kind of hammered finish to it, and then the kuruuchi. You've got a gray, kind of sandblasted finish on the blade grind. The left side of the blade, as you'd be holding it, has some embossed kanji right there, and you can see the rest of it. So they've done a little bit of work on the corners of the spine. They've done some work on the choil here, so it's pretty comfortable out of the box. Out of the box edge, I'll give these a 6 out of 10. They will definitely get pretty sharp. They've actually are fairly aggressive on the angle of, you can see right there, that's the edge bevel, so they're pretty aggressive on that angle. It's a pretty wide bevel. So not definitely, and you can do that with Aogami Super. It'll handle a little more acute edges than some of the other Shirogami or Aogami steels. Another nice thing about it. So just a real neat package. So let's look at the cutting board profile on this. Again, this is a really cool looking knife, obviously. But here's your edge profile. So very low tip. You gonna rock with this? No, not the idea. So I'm digging that puppy in right there. So I would say this is a no on rocking. It does have kind of a gentle slight belly in the middle to it, but this will be a great chopper, push-pull cuts. It'll do a great tip draws. Easy peasy on tip draws, no problem at all. So there's our overall view. So this is just a really nicely executed package. You got a thin tip, really good steel, neat look to it. Kind of the whole package, cool handle. So a lot of value here. So this is the Harukaze Aogami Super Morado Kiritsuke 210mm knife.